So the CEO of YouTube stepped down today, and we're going to be getting into that and some other interesting news that can be the good, the bad, the ugly, right? So this right here says, today, after nearly 25 years at Google, I'm stepping back to start a new chapter. I'm inspired every day by creators around the world who bring people together on YouTube. It's been an honor to have a front row seat to this incredible community. Now, a lot of people are celebrating, right? They're like, oh my gosh, he's gone. Thank goodness. Now YouTube can go back to being what it once was. And that's where a few other creators and myself all have agreed that that is not the case. We don't know what'll happen in the future. Now, if you guys have been on YouTube since its inception, YouTube has gone through a lot of changes. We've had, the era where everybody who played games got copyright strikes because game companies were smooth-brained back in the day, and they thought that you were stealing their content by playing their game in a video that you would upload to YouTube. So people were facing lawsuits left and right. YouTube came to the creator's defense and was able to dead that. Then you had the era where people were creating cringe video parodies of, viral songs. They still do that to an extent, but not to the degree they did it back in the day. And then you had of course, the adpocalypse that hit in 2017, where all of the edgier content got shut down. Things became more family friendly. And now you have today, where you really have to walk on eggshells and monitor what you say and what you do in a climate like today. People are very impressionable, and although back in the day we gave people the benefit of the doubt as far as them having common sense, I guess these days we don't, and those guidelines kind of reinforce that. A lot of people think that Susan has been the sole proprietor behind a lot of these changes on the platform, when in actuality it's almost like the president of the United States, right? Everybody blames the president for a lot of the choices that he makes, but honestly, it's the people around him that ultimately have the final say. I mean, he could try to go against the cabinet around him, and they're like, nah, dude, this is what you're putting out, so give you speech and whatever. That's pretty much what she's kind of been. She's been like the spokesperson for the decisions that have been at YouTube. She's been the figurehead. So of course she's been like the target when everybody looks at, okay, who's to blame for a lot of these changes. I think she's tried to create a climate where advertisers and creators from the original YouTube platform can coexist, so that the creators aren't entirely getting totally screwed over, and the advertisers can still pump as much money into the platform as humanly possible. But because of that, the climate has drastically changed, and there were a few concerns that I'm going to bring up. The first one is who's taking over after this current CEO who has stepped down. It's going to be a male. I forgot his name. I think it's Neil something. I forgot. But basically, no one knows what's going to happen next. This guy could be hardcore and start making some crazy changes and stuff like that, or bringing forth some ideas to make some very impactful negative changes to the climate to make YouTube, spiral out of control. It's already been kind of on a downward slope a little bit. The only thing that's really given it a pulse recently has been YouTube Shorts, because as of last year, apparently there were more users on TikTok than there were on YouTube as a whole platform, which is insane and a little scary, at least for YouTube and its longevity, so to speak, because it's been a while since we've had any contenders to take out the tech giant, So that's a concern, a huge concern. Of course, in that concern is guidelines. Will, the guidelines be a little bit more lax as far as, what we can and can't say? Will the line be blurred even more than it has been? I mean, at this point, it's a light gray color because it's been so blurred. We don't know what's right, what's wrong anymore. Will retroactivity be a thing? Whenever there's a new policy change, will that affect previous videos that have been uploaded? These are all questions that people are concerned about, and that has been a big deal. Now, for my particular community, for those that are still watching up to this point, I have been streaming a lot on twitch.tv/James Bray Gang. If you guys want to go follow me, that is going to be in the link in the description down below. And we have been kind of going hard in the paint. We're playing horror games over there. I kind of want to start doing some different things on this particular channel and whatnot. I'm still going to be doing doing the German content and the European content as well. However, I think that I've grown a lot. It's time for me to start branching out and reaching, in other avenues as well. I've brought this up a bunch of times, and I'm going to reiterate that again. But this has been huge news and whatnot. And I guess I'll give you guys one other additional thing, almost an incentive. So I have this current thing that a lot of you guys don't know about. It's in my Twitch community, right? If you recommend a horror game that is legitimately scary, meaning after we play the game and chat votes on whether or not the game was scary or not, if chat decides that the game you recommended was scary and we can decide that the recommendation came from you, of course, you'll have to do it through our Discord, which will also be linked in the description down below. You can win $100. And it happens for every single game that we play that is a horror game specifically. So if we play a horror game, you have made the recommendation. We can bet that it was a spooky game. Boom, there's your 100. So, if that is a little bit of an incentive, go ahead and follow me on Twitch down below. But this right here was very interesting. We've gone through so much, man. We've been through hell and back with the YouTube platform. For those that are curious about doing YouTube as a career, I would say stick to staying in school, man. Oh man, I got my alerts turned on. Stick to staying in school. It's a great job, obviously, but it is a job that offers no stability at all. At any point, your channel can get terminated for a new policy or rule that is set in place. As long as DMCA and all the advertisers have their qualms as far as like what they will and won't promote or what they will and won't pay for, on the platform of YouTube, there will always be a risk for people to be eliminated off of platforms. We saw a huge wave of people get eliminated off of YouTube last year and whatnot, and it continues. And it's almost seeming like everyone is slowly merging into this robotic, family-friendly sort of thing. So hopefully what I want to see, and I'm pretty sure everybody else wants to see from YouTube as far as changes go, is an environment where everybody can coexist. I have no problem with family-friendly content. I have none. I have a problem with people forcing everybody to create family-friendly content. There was a point in time where there was content for kids or content for teens, content for adults on the platform. They all coexisted, and then all of a sudden, it seemed like the adult content got dropped all the way down. The teen content got watered down, and then it's literally just been pretty much things aimed at children and whatnot. Like I said, which is not a huge issue, except when you have to, kind of attack other people's livelihoods and stuff like that. So I'll leave this video off to you guys. What changes would you like to see under the new leadership at YouTube and whatnot? What do you think would make YouTube a dope platform? It's been a wild ride, a wild roller coaster. And honestly, for the people just sitting back and watching, man, a lot of people don't even use YouTube anymore. YouTube is almost a thing of the past for some people. Most people are on TikTok now. It's shorter, you can just scroll, whatever. Now, YouTube has the YouTube Shorts, like I said, which is giving it a pulse at this point, but we don't know how long that'll last. So let me know what changes you would like to see, and that's about it. See ya.